Hello, my name is Sonali. Welcome back to another episode of Around the World. Former Prime Minister and Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee famously quote, "You can change the friends but not the neighbors." This statement holds true on the global stage. It's evident that when you don't have a choice in neighbors, diplomatic relationships must be managed strategically. In recent times, we have witnessed several countries striving to build consensus among neighbors in global geopolitics. Along these lines, Bhutan's Prime Minister 𝐤𝐸𝐾𝐒 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐬 recently visited India. Notably, this is his first foreign trip since assuming office in January 2024. Additionally, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also on a visit to Bhutan. However, given the announcement of election dates in India, it's unlikely that any major agreements will be signed during these visits due to the Model Code of Conduct. Therefore, it's pertinent to question the significance of Prime Minister Modi's visit to Bhutan after the announcement of election dates. Why is Bhutan so important for India? Furthermore, how will Bhutan's growing proximity to China impact its relationship with India? In today's episode, we will explore the answers to these questions. Let's begin the discussion. Bhutan, a landlocked country in South Asia, shares its borders with China and India. Despite being small in size, it holds significant geopolitical importance. Recently, Bhutan's newly elected Prime Minister 𝐤𝐸𝐾𝐒 𝐏𝐫𝐞𝐥𝐢𝐬 chose India for his first foreign visit, which underscores the deep-rooted ties between the two countries. On the other hand, India is gearing up for general elections, and the Election Commission has recently announced the election dates. Even after the announcement of election dates, the Indian Prime Minister is embarking on foreign visits. However, due to the Model Code of Conduct, no major agreements will be signed. Despite being bound by political regulations, this step by India demonstrates its diplomatic commitment. If we look at India-Bhutan relations, it starts with the Treaty of Sinchula in the year 1865. These relations were further enhanced by the Treaty of Punakha of 1910, which largely laid the foundation of India-Bhutan relations. This treaty was signed between the British government and Bhutan. However, after India's independence, both countries signed the Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1949. This treaty provides a fundamental framework for the conduct of relations between the two countries. Subsequently, when China attempted to annex Tibet in 1950, Bhutan perceived China as a potential threat. In such a scenario, India came forward to help Bhutan. This strengthened the bilateral relations between India and Bhutan. The friendship treaty between the two countries is seen as part of Bhutan's foreign policy. According to the friendship treaty, Bhutan was required to involve India in matters concerning foreign relations. However, in 2007, an amendment was made to this treaty. According to the amendment, Bhutan will now only seek India's advice on matters related to India's interest. Under the amended criteria, Bhutan no longer requires India's approval for importing weapons. In simple words, Bhutan is a close friend of India, standing with India even in difficult times. This relationship, characterized by diplomatic skill and mutual respect, transcends geographical proximity, encompassing strategic, economic, and cultural dimensions. However, change is a rule of the world, and such changes are also evident in diplomatic relations, including those between India and Bhutan. The Chinese factor has defined the nature of relations between India and Bhutan. This is what gives Bhutan its geostrategic importance to Indian interest. Bhutan, which was once used as a trade route convenience, has become extremely important from a geostrategic perspective. And this is the reason why China has gradually begun to claim territory in Bhutan. China shares a nearly 400-kilometer long international border with Bhutan, which often leads to disputes between both countries. According to media reports, the Doklam Plateau near the India-China-Bhutan Tri-Junction and the Jakarlung and Pasmalung valleys, totaling 269 square kilometers in Bhutan's north, have become the cause of dispute between China and Bhutan. Analysts believe that expansionist China wants to acquire a 495 square kilometer area from Bhutan in exchange for giving Bhutan a 269 square kilometer area. Although both countries have held discussions to resolve this dispute nearly 25 times, they have not reached a decisive point yet. China is increasing its proximity with Bhutan through alternative routes, aiming to encircle India through it. The area China demands from Bhutan is close to India's Siliguri corridor or the Chicken's Neck, which is crucial for India as it is the main route to reach the northeastern states. If China comes near the Siliguri corridor, it would be a matter of serious concern for India because it could pose a threat to connectivity with the northeastern states and present a major military challenge. By establishing strategic relations with China, Bhutan could become part of the ongoing competition between India, Bhutan, and China, making it the newest and final player in South Asia. This shows that this emerging new equation of relations will emphasize the need for a fresh interpretation of relations between India and Bhutan in the days to come. Now is the turn of Sunday's special episode in which we talk about some other major global happenings. These days, China, which is moving forward with a policy of expansionism, is increasing its closeness with New Zealand. In fact, recently, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited New Zealand. Australia also participated in this dialogue along with China and New Zealand. During this, important issues like investment in service sector and digital economy and economic development with New Zealand through technological innovation were agreed between the two countries. Recently, Human Development Index or HDI 2022 was released by the United Nations Development Programme, that is UNDP. India has improved one place in this ranking as compared to 2021. India's ranking is 134 among 193 countries in 2022, whereas in 2021 it was 135 among 191 countries. Let us tell you that the concept of Human Development Index was developed by Pakistani economist 𝐿. The first Human Development Index was released in the year 1990. The index is calculated under three key indicators: life expectancy, education, and per capita gross national income. Strengthening defense relations Tiger Triumph 24 exercise was recently organized between India and America. Tiger Triumph 24 is a joint military exercise between India and the US. The exercise aims to enhance readiness and cooperation between the two countries and develop interoperability for humanitarian assistance and disaster relief operations. Let us tell you that America will be represented by US Navy ships in which US Marine Corps and US Army soldiers participated. In the year 2019, the first Tiger Triumph exercise took place for a period of 9 days. So that's all in today's episode. See you in the next episode. But before that, let's note down a question based on today's story. Analyze India-Bhutan relations in the changing geopolitical context. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.